Hey guys, in today's player requested topic, I am going to be showing you how to disassemble and reassemble your First Strike FSC mags. Now, tooling wise, what are you going to need? You are going to need a 332 Allen key, a 564 Allen key, and a flathead screwdriver. The flathead screwdriver is not necessarily needed, but for video purposes, it makes life a lot easier. And if you're running newer mags, it may actually make your life a little bit easier. All right, let's get started. Turn your mag upside down, and I guess before I get started about starting, you may be wondering why I have a blue O-ring on the bottom of my mag. I use blue O-rings to help identify which spring is installed in the mag itself. I have multiple mags, and some are set up to shoot first strikes, and some are set up to shoot round ball. So to help figure out what shoots what really quickly at the field, I put blue O-rings down here to help identify the mags that shoot round ball, and I use orange O-rings to help identify those mags that are set up to shoot first strikes. All right. Okay, so grab your flathead screwdriver, and on the side of the mag there's going to be a small little slot right here. You're going to stick your screwdriver into that, and you're going to give it a twist to pop this bottom cover out, just like that. Now, don't slide it out too quick. Slide it out slowly, because underneath that guy is your spring, and you do not want that guy to go flying, especially if you can't find it, which would be kind of hard to do, but still, you don't want it flying around, right? Okay, so put your finger over top, hold down that spring, and slide out that bottom cover. All right, next, your spring should come out really easily. We'll set that guy aside as well. Now, last thing in here to remove is this guy, and that's your ball follower. Now, these guys are slotted. The slotted side's meant to face your bolt and sit in the mag like this. So just keep that in mind for when we reassemble. I'll make note of it again. All right. Now, next step is to remove the detent bar. That's this guy right here. All right. To do that, you've got to remove either side. There's a black cap. You want to remove either side. Whichever one happens to come looser is the guy you want to pull out. Well, I don't have fingernails to be able to get in there, so I'm going to, again, use that flathead screwdriver. I'm going to place it into the groove behind the cap and just start separating the two. Now, looks like this guy's coming apart, so I will take off this cap right here on this side, still holding the actual detent bar. Put that cap aside and try not to lose it like I almost just did. All right. Now, before you slide out that bar, keep in mind, I'll use the Allen key to help show it. There is a spring in the center with a little hoop. You don't want to lose this guy. So as you're pulling out this rod, put your finger over top so it doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't go flying by some weird chance, okay? And there's your detent rod. Set that guy aside, move your finger, and you can see that last little bit that we need to remove, and that's the spring. Okay, turn the mag upside down, put it aside. All right, next up, you're going to need that 564 Allen key. You're going to remove this screw up top here, right? Keep your finger where the nut is just so you don't lose it. Good practice, especially if you're trying to do this at the field. All right, once that nut comes out, you can go to the other side if you have to and push that screw through. All right, now go back to your 332 Allen key and remove the next screw. Again, put your finger over top of the nut. Just a good practice so you don't lose it. Once it falls into your finger, you know it's done. You can remove the screw. Continue with the next. Probably put my finger on the nut to help hold it in place and keep it from being lost. Remove the nut, put it down, remove the screw. Now, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but when I disassemble things, I tend to like to keep things, organized and like make a map out of the screws I'm removing. That way, when I reassemble, it makes things a lot easier to know that you're putting parts in the right spot. Personal preference, just something I got into the habit of doing because I want to make sure I reassemble things properly the first time so I don't have to fix it again. All right, remove that last guy, and that's it. Place the mag down, ready to crack it open. There you be. All right. Now, I don't know the official names for these guys. I'll call this the valve system, valve stem system. Sounds good. The bottom part has the piercing section that actually pierces your CO2. The top part is spring-loaded with a little cap inside. That's where your little nipple in the FSC pierces into to get air into the system of the pistol. When you take these out and you reinstall them, Be mindful that the mags actually have a specific way that they're supposed to go back in. You can see the cut grooves. I don't know if you can see it in the video too well, sorry. But basically, if you try to put it back together and have the valve that way, it doesn't fit properly in the grooves that are in the mag. They're actually meant so that the valve sits like this, right? If you try to reassemble it without the valve being installed properly, good luck. You'll probably ruin your mag and things probably won't work. Down here we got the same thing, just the part that you wind up tightening to engage your CO2 into that piercing nipple. Same thing, it's got the specific grooves for the nut to sit into in a specific orientation. All right, we'll put that guy back in, pretend we just put everything back together, and it's time to reassemble. So grab your half, put it back on top, and when you're going to do your screws, just do them in reverse. Okay, now probably better if I take the nut first, put it into the groove, and then grab my Allen key and hold the nut from underneath until it catches from the screw without cross-threading it. There you go, nice and tight. Same thing again, just put the nut in, hold it with my finger, put the screw in, start tightening this guy down. It's probably the most exciting part of the video, right? Yeah. All right. Next one, same thing. Alrighty. Get that one going. Switch Allen keys for the last screw. Again, grab that small little nut, put it into its slot, grab the bolt or screw, get that guy threaded in. All right. Next up, reinstalling the ball detent. So you're going to grab the spring, and again, there is a loop on that spring. When you install it back into this slot right here, try to make it oriented so it sits at 12 and 6. You'll see why in a second. It makes your life a lot more easier, and I actually caught that right off the bat. That's awesome. Grab your detent bar. Okay, feeds in through the side. Now I suggested you make the spring at 12 and 6 because it makes it really easy to thread that bar through to the other side. If that hoop is cockeyed and not straight, or not at 6 to 12, might be a little bit harder to catch the spring and feed it through. Now, grab your black cap and place it at the other end of the rod. Slide and push that back in until it winds up sitting flush with the actual spring bar. Next, grab your ball follower, slide that guy back into the two grooves that you have, put your spring back in. All right, push and hold that down. Grab your bottom cap. Now the bottom cap is actually grooved to help you figure out which way to slide it in. At least that's what it does for me. And also helps catch the spring and keep it in place as you slide it in, just like that. All right, you're gonna slide it back in until it clicks into place, and then you're done. That's it. Really not that hard. Pretty straightforward. Hopefully this helps you out, guys. And as always, if there's any problems, questions, or concerns, shoot me a PM, post a comment, and I'll do what I can to help you out. All right, guys, that's about it. Cheers.